told Caitlin that yesterday morning we were all asleep at 10 o'clock, so we need to step up our game. Wake up! Should probably make you do jumping jacks first before we start.
No.
No.
Some of us are in high heels.
It's a firm no. Okay. Go for it. Start. All right, we're starting. We've been here all weekend, so you should already know who we are. I'm Caitlin, though, and that's Colleen. What's up? And I guess since we don't have anything in particular to say to you, you can ask us questions and we'll answer them. If you're lucky. Yeah. Right there.
How has your convention experience this weekend been so far for you?
It's been awesome. Yeah, you guys are great. I've had fun. I'm not going to go home complaining, so. I don't usually like early morning, and by early morning I mean 10, panels. But yesterday it was good, 10 and 11, and then I had the whole rest of the day off, which is kind of unheard of at a con, actually. So I got work done. It was great. Yay! How about right here?
I have something for you guys.
Okay.
Gift time.
Is it a pony?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, it's heavy.
Oh,
Thank
wow.
you.
Bug.
Okay.
It's like,
Let's open
what's
this
in
actually.
this
now. It's a granola bar.
Oh.
Aww,
Ooh.
it's cookies. I haven't had their breakfast biscuits. I haven't had breakfast.
Those are really good, though.
And I am on Weight Watchers.
Yes!
Yay.
I'm on chocolate covered Weight Watchers. Okay. Caramel cinnamon bun.
They're really good.
Awesome. I love cinnamon bun. He's a funny
Bug.
character. There's not Adventure Time in the room. Cinnamon bun.
Aw, look at that.
What is it? What is it?
Mine is super secret special, personalized.
Oh, mine is. Open that. What is yours? Mine is what? Oh, it's Miria from Bakano. Who did you get?
I don't want to unwrap it too much because
Yeah, we gotta pack it up. This is
I got Yuko.
Oh.
Thank you,
From
Christina.
Yeah.
Thanks.
No problem.
Awesome. I have 0 Miria merchandise, so it's fabulous.
Yes, I'm the first.
Yay. Okay, you turn to.
Oh, okay. In front there.
What was it like seeing Iron Man 3?
Seeing anime in what?
Iron Man 3.
Iron Man 3. I heard anime in Greek. I've seen it in Spanish, but not Greek. It was really fun. We had a great time. Who's seen it yet? It's pretty rad, right? Yeah, good times. I would see it again. That's how much I liked it. So there.
I'll be seeing it as soon as I get home.
Yay. Right there.
I already asked Caitlin this question, so this one's for Colleen. Out of all the characters you voiced, which one do you think would be like your very best friend, like the one you would get along with the most?
Let me think. Marie's pretty cool. From Soul Eater. Luffy's a little too active for me. I think Yuko would be a great best friend. In all the using her ways. She would be quite handy. And you know, you could hang out and drink sake and use the little ear headphones.
Shove it.
Yeah, I'll go with Yuko. I'd hang out with her, sure. In the front.
Is there any anime that ended either recently or a long time ago that you wish would either come back or they would make another season of?
I know there are anime that I wish Funimation would pick up the second season of. Khaotic being one of them. D-Grayman. I'd like to see the next season of D-Grayman.
There's more of it?
Yeah.
They didn't pick it up? Why not? Because it wasn't selling. Because you people didn't buy it.
I did.
Because you like to download things for free.
Yes.
Yes.
It's because Funimation only released one part of it on Blu-ray. And I can't watch it on
No,
DVD.
I'm just saying. That's why it didn't happen. We can get all the excuses we want. That's why it didn't happen. I mean, you can't watch it on DVD.
I can't watch
Blu-ray
it on
players
DVD.
play DVDs, you know.
Yes, but the Blu-ray just looks so much better when it's like an HD anime.
I believe it's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. Okay. I don't pull punches. This is Sunday, you guys.
Oh.
Running out of nice. No. Flip the table. I'm promising to flip the table since Friday. Definitely Oron. There needs to be more of it. There needs to be more of it because, like, to think that this many years later there's still such a huge fan following, and not just here, but in Japan, it was still popular enough years after the anime ended to make a live action show. So, and then the manga is like 18 volumes long. So there's certainly plenty of material.
Did you like how it ended?
I did actually. When I was directing the show, I did not read the manga because I knew that they weren't going to be exactly the same, and it was important to tell the anime story only. And I got all the information that I needed from what I was presented with in the anime. So I didn't read the manga, and I think that the ending they came up with for the anime was good. And it's very open-ended, so like there's no reason that they couldn't make more. You don't even know if the rest of the school knows that Haruhi's a girl. Like you really don't. Like, so they could just figure she's wearing a dress or he's wearing a dress because that's what they do. So, yeah, I liked how it ended, but there should be more of it.
I think I would have answered Full Metal Alchemist and Kitty Grade, and then they just answered my wish.
Is more Kitty Grade happening?
That there is more Kitty Grade. I don't know if we're getting it, but there is more Kitty Grade in Japan.
Cool.
And Brotherhood happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What would happen if Haruhi met Yuko?
Run away scared.
Haruhi's not really fazed by anything. It's kind of something that you realize. She's just sort of, she's just there.
Actually, Yuko's the same way. She's not just there, but she
Yeah.
knows everything already for the
Yeah.
most part. So when she sees people, it's like, I knew you were.
Yeah, right.
You know what? I bet would happen? Absolutely nothing. I think they would say hello and go their separate ways.
Yeah.
Nothing having happened.
Like, hi, nice to meet you.
Yuko is uninterested in the dealings of
Yeah.
normal people on Earth.
Okay, how about Silver Hat?
Who's your favorite host from the host club?
Oh, who knows the answer to this question?
Kyo-yo.
Kyo-yo senpai.
He's a sexy beast.
Kyo-yo is a sexy beast. And Michael Tatum will agree. Migo? White shirt.
I actually asked Colleen this question on Friday, so I'm going to ask you. Can you describe some of the strangest fan experiences you've ever had?
Yeah. There's really only one that stands out. Most of the time, if something awkward or bad happens, I tend to just kind of tune it out and never remember it again. Like it's not something I want to recall. But at the Oron premiere in Las Vegas a number of years ago, it was a room like half this width, totally crammed full of people, and it was me and Todd and Greg and a handful of other voice actors. So afterwards, we stuck around and signed like you do, and there's this girl who stayed who looked to be like 16, maybe 18 years old max. And I was like, do you have something for me to sign? She's like, no. Can I, what did she say? She's like, can I grope you? And I said, huh? And she goes, I can't make this stuff up, you guys. This really happened. And I was like, ugh. And I look at Todd, like, please save me. Oh my God, save
Todd
me.
is very good at saving people.
And I'm like, these are mine. That's what I said. And her response was, oh.
Like she really expected you
to go like, oh yeah, go ahead. and so I don't know how Todd managed it, but we finally got away from these girls, and I thought, okay, great. I never have to think about that again in my life. Well, it being the Oron premiere, I documented everything. Like, it was a really big deal to me. And I looked at the pictures from the premiere to show that it was like wall-to-wall people. Who is sitting front and center? Sure, but that girl. Like, aw, man! So, I don't look at those pictures very much. Your turn.
Poster.
Is there any way that you relate to Urza?
Any way that I relate to Urza?
Yeah.
She's a no-nonsense kind of gal, and I guess I tend to be too. And when she is attending to business, she's all professional. She doesn't want to joke around. And I always joke with my engineer on our downtime that I'm the least likely to be joking during a session. when I'm recording, I'm not generally recording bombs for other people and joking around and taking time. I just like to get the work done and make sure that it's good. So I guess I'm a little bit all business too. But I'm all business without a sword, so that might be a little different. I do wear armor when I'm recording.
Funny.
But back there, the black shirt, hair, yeah, that's you. Blue flower.
This is for both of you. If you could live the life of any anime character, who would you be for?
You go!
Oh man. Any anime character, not like one of ours.
A lot of the
Cammy.
coolest anime characters have really crappy lives.
Yeah.
Cammy?
I lost my parents and my whole family and my planet exploded.
My arm and my leg and my body.
Cammy?
People in Oron are rich, that's true.
Oh yeah, think about money.
Yeah, we can think about money.
No, money comes along with terribleness. Black Butler.
Yeah.
Don't want to be CL.
Yeah.
I want to be Yuko.
My eyeball.
I want to know everything. I want to be able to get to do anything I want because I have super interdimensional awesomeness magic. I want to be beautiful and have all the clothes that she has.
But you are
Drink
beautiful.
sake with Mokana all the time. Yeah, no, I'll be Yuko for a day.
A day?
5.
But what about the rest of your life?
Well, I'm saying if I had to be somebody for the rest of my life, I'd be Yuko.
I don't know, some princess, any princess, pick one.
Then you get kidnapped.
How about Zelda?
How about
Wait, Zelda
Zelda?
doesn't count as an anime. Never mind.
Not Sakura from Tsubasa, like she loses all her memories.
Yeah.
Who's Leia? Leia.
Vivi?
Leia.
Yeah, Princess Leia.
You said anime, right?
She's not an
Oh,
anime
yeah.
character.
Anime only.
That poor Vivi. She's like,
Oh.
please stop the fighting.
All princesses are sad.
Yeah,
Dianella?
sad. I mean, things end up good in the end, but man.
Yeah,
It's a-
to get there, and you'd have all those memories.
You should
Snow
be
White.
Robin from Witch Hunter Robin. You can like set things on fire and you're all awesome and such.
Okay.
Easy.
Sure.
Still terrifying.
Yeah, over here with the camera.
This question is for both y'all. Out of all the characters that you worked on, which one were you most disappointed on?
Disappointed how? Like,
Like the way it turned out.
for them, like their plots, like what happened to
Yeah.
them as a character. Okay. Not like which show did you think sucked?
Right.
Ones I can't talk about. Seriously, things I can't talk about yet.
Yeah, really.
In news, it's something you did.
Oh, okay.
And something else that I did. Yeah. Sorry. Coming out soon.
Yeah. And gosh, forever ago too. We should really be able to talk about it by now. Sister Esther's ending kind of sucked. Stupid dying animator. You know what? It would probably be one of the shows that just ended, and we never really got a resolution. Either because they didn't have a second season or because they thought they were going to have a second season and didn't. I mean, you know, there could be any number of reasons, or maybe we didn't pick it up. Somebody without an ending. I know that's pretty vague, but I can't think of it.
There's another one that I'm thinking of, but it would be a huge spoiler to say it, like, because I don't know that everybody has seen it. It's another show you directed, and Lucy's in it, and Brina is in it. Like the last big thing that I did for you.
Oh, that's what I thought you were talking about in the first place.
Oh no, they know about that show. But
Oh.
but that other one is the one. I'll tell you later.
Yeah.
We can't give anything away. We'll get in trouble.
Yeah, that one's kind of. We'll stop talking about it.
Yeah. You pick.
Over here.
Okay, do you ever hear yourself after recording or after shows finish, and like you go back and watch it and you hear yourself and you go, okay, what was I thinking? Or like or you go through and you go, that sounded weird. Like you feel weird hearing your own voice, like I've kind of talking about.
Used to pass by rooms where they were mixing things that I was in and think, oh, that's Caitlin. Wait, that's me. Did I say that stuff?
It's not me.
We sound a lot alike.
I think I used to, but when once it's done, and especially once it's on a DVD, there's nothing you can do about it. So it's really kind of useless to lose sleep over it. And the longer you do this job, the more hearing your own voice just becomes part of it.
Yeah.
You don't even think anything about
It
it.
doesn't freak me out anymore to hear my voice, except if it's Luffy, because then I think, oh, why do people listen to that? It's so painful sounding.
I think also because both of us are directors, while we can listen to our voice very objectively, because we've had to direct ourselves and know what we want to change, it has more to do with like the acting than it does with how it sounds. I'm not sitting there listening to myself do Haruhi and be like, God, that's the most awful, I sound so dumb. No, I'm thinking about acting stuff or timing. So I think that's probably why we don't beat ourselves up about the voices we do.
Yeah.
Because we've learned not to do that.
And because I work at Funimation full time, I rarely get a chance to go back and watch something that I was in that I didn't direct. So it would be rare for me to sit there and watch myself act. Sometimes it happens at conventions. If we do like a premiere or something, I'll actually get to see an episode of something I'm in, and that's exciting. Or terrible, depending.
Who hasn't asked one yet? Tom Servo.
My question is, what is your favorite animated movie of all time?
Animated movies. Like
Spirited
animated.
Away.
Animated. Yes.
Animated. It doesn't even have to be anime. But Spirited Away? It's a great movie.
Yeah.
It's a great movie.
Oh, or The Last Unicorn.
Oh, yes.
That's old.
That's so good.
1980.
The Little Mermaid.
It's funny because we were talking about this.
Yep. Yes, right here.
Oh, me? Yeah, for Caitlin,
Uh-huh.
yeah, if they ask you to dress like Cammy,
No.
never?
No, I would not. I don't have the butt for that kind of costume. Wow. Or the legs. That would, you don't want to see that. It's not.
Oh, no.
It's not what you're imagining. How about, are you Captain Hook? Stand up. It's Spain. You're Spain. It's Spain. Oh, but why do you look like that? Pirate Spain.
Is that a thing?
Is that?
Yeah.
Is it like?
There's a pirate England.
Is it in the anime or is it in
For
the?
like 5 seconds.
Oh.
When England beats its armada.
Hey, I like Spain, but I also like Captain Hook. All right. So it's just a compliment. Next to you is not Pirate Spain.
Is anybody watching Once Upon a Time?
Yes.
Yeah.
Not season 2. I only saw the first few episodes.
Really? Okay, I'll say.
No spoilers.
Oh, what has to be the funniest moment while you're recording with all the other voice actors?
Or the most
This is for both of you, by the way.
Laura hits things and they fall down. Vic and the donuts in his mouth. Tatum saying, there's a Chili's 2 on the 2nd floor. Leaving it as a bomb for another actor. He's leading her up the stairs, and he's supposed to turn around and say, there's a secret base up here. There's a Chili's 2 on the 2nd floor.
Oh man, I don't know. That's really awful, but it's really hard. It's hard to say. I mean, as much as you guys like watching anime, and you know what your favorite moments are, like it's because you've watched them again and again. And for us, when we record, we say it 1 or 2 times, hopefully no more than that.
Yeah.
And then it's gone.
I have a lot of trouble remembering funny stories.
Yeah, I'm like her. I don't
I
have
don't-
prank
I used to write them
stories.
down.
Dumb stories. I don't. I'm sorry, Spain.
There was one episode where Luffy was walking out of the jungle and he's supposed to say something about there being light up ahead, and he thinks we're almost out of the jungle. And instead, Mike had me say, "You're in the jungle, baby. You're gonna die." Which you might all be too young to know. Guns N' Roses people, anybody?
Welcome to the jungle. No.
Guns N' Roses, baby.
It sounds like Lord of the Flies to me all over again.
Very back.
Oh.
part of our recording process. They show us in Japanese the scene, and then we record it. So yeah, we always have seen it.
Right here, green shirt.
What was it like when you were filming Full Metal Fantasy, throwing the wrench at Vic?
It was very cold outside. That's all I remember, is it being extremely cold. I don't think he expected it to be so cold, and my costume was quite thin, and not very much of it, because it's wintry in a tube top, and sandals in the rain at a Houston bus station. So I remember being freezing. Your turn.
Okay, right here in the, yeah.
I already asked Caitlin this question, so for you, Colleen, what is your favorite type of character to voice? Like, what kind of character, personality-wise, and so forth?
I like any character that has a full arc. So I like any character that has a beginning, a middle, and an end, is three-dimensional, and you really feel like you can sink your teeth into. My least favorite characters to voice are the ones that are just kind of flat and stagnant, and you only get one aspect of them to voice. I feel like if you have a villain who is just evil and that's it, then you really have no way of connecting to the character. And the same thing with a good girl who's, all I do is talk like this all the time. I don't really have a personality. I want to make him dinner.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you played a few of those. So I like anything
What
with
if he doesn't like my cooking?
Yeah. Shut up!
Are women in Japan really like you?
Go back to school and get a job! So yeah, if they're villains, if they're leads, whatever, I just want them to have a full and rich three-dimensional cartoon life.
How about, are you L? Okay.
Out of all of the characters you have voiced, which one was the hardest to voice in terms of like saying the lines and everything?
I can go first on that one.
right.
Zealotus in Ragnarok.
I knew it.
Ugh. I was cast by Tyler Walker to play Zealotus in Ragnarok, which I think maybe 4 of you total have seen. And I was cast at the same time that I was cast as Luffy. So this is Luffy's voice. Zealotus's voice is just like this. And that's how she talks all the time. And she's very excited about whipping people. So it's a lot of very painful laughing. And the show was not my favorite.
I was in it too. I was saying not my favorite show.
And you should all go out and buy it just for a laugh, actually. I am promoting it for Funimation. Go buy it.
For sure. I mean, surely by now you can get it for a song.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
They will pay you. It was really, really terrible to be doing that voice at the same time that I was trying to do my favorite voice ever. And I just didn't want to hurt my voice too much for Luffy. But I was recording, that was back in the days when we were recording 10 to 10. We'd record 10 to 6 in one booth, and then I'd go and record 6 to 10 in another booth. And it's just miserable.
Why?
Yeah. I had no voice. I used to sound like Monica.
Like vocally challenging? I guess that's what you're asking? Like what's a vocally challenging?
Vocally or just like saying the lines.
Like I couldn't get the words out?
Yeah.
Or maybe if it was really fast. Your character in Blade, or the children, the Spiral.
Spiral? No, I'm pretty good at talking fast. In fact, they had to tell me to slow down. Cause she was insane, wasn't she? Hard things to say. One in Claymore, my character, I like to think of her vocally as like an adult Haruhi. Like she's just a kind of a masculine sounding adult female. But then when they have these moments where they sort of go Super Saiyan, for lack of a better term, they Hulk out all the claymores. Colleen was directing me, and so like my character, is it just mine that can heal herself, or can they all do that?
No.
Yeah, mine has this, she's like Wolverine, she can like heal herself, and so she gets totally torn up, and then she goes berserk in order to like activate her special heal herself powers. And it can never just be, okay, say a line and in a voice that kind of sounded like her zealotous voice, but like really intense because of the moment. She's got like this talk, breathe, scream, yeah, all in a row with all of this wacky stuff, and the only way to do it was just to do it and try and get it all at once. Because if we tried to piece it together, it wasn't going to happen. And it didn't so much hurt as I didn't realize how much energy I was actually using until we'd done it once, and we pretty much got it. I think maybe we practiced it without the voice just so I could get the timing, and then when it was time to, actually record and do it, we got it, but we always have to get what's called a safety, like a second take just in case, especially on the yelling and stuff. She's like, okay, that was awesome. We're going to get it just one more time just in case, and I went, couldn't talk anymore. So we had to wait a few minutes, and then I was able to get that, and then I think we were done for the day. I couldn't say anything else.
That's worth noting, actually, for the scenes that have a lot of fighting and stuff, that where you see the character being physical for a long period of time, like panting and fighting and screaming and all of that stuff. If it all is fluid and you see them moving a lot in between, then chances are we recorded that all together, and that means it's really difficult to go back in and record one sound. Because one sound is not one sound is and that's all connected. It's really difficult to piece those two things together.
Who else is going? How about Sergeant Frog?
This is for both of you. You like sugar?
Sugar. That sounds like a come on. Somebody your age once asked to bathe me, so I'm going to carefully ask, what kind of sugar?
You're sugar in general.
I do. I like sweets a lot.
I like sugar, but I like salty more. Do you like salty more or sugar?
Probably sugar more, but I'm trying to cut back because it's my downfall. So, but yes. Who hasn't asked one yet? But over here with the spiky blonde hair.
You could have any superpower. What would you have? Both of you.
I could read your mind.
Sure. I don't see why anybody would do anything different.
I would like teleportation powers. You never have to drive anywhere or get on any sort of public transportation. You never have to fly. You just think, I need to be at the grocery store, and you're there. Awesome. I would like to be at the front of the line, and you're there. Where did you come from? What are you talking about? I've always been here. Are you flying?
It would be much cheaper for conventions to fly you out.
I know.
Yeah.
For real.
We like that.
Teleportation.
Metro cards.
Yes, with the skull face.
No, Brooke.
Brooke.
Out of all the stuff besides Wiki, which one of them would have to be your favorite besides Wiki?
Used to be Chopper, now it's Usopp. Chopper, in the beginning, so cute. I just love listening to Brina voice it, and I still do, but Sunny is freaking hysterical, and he's had some really awesome stuff lately, so I'm gonna go with Usopp.
Good answer. Oh. I can't pick Luffy, or she couldn't because she is Luffy.
Pick whatever you want.
Pick whoever I want. My favorite Straw Hat? I directed a show. I can think of who my favorite character. I would also say Usopp.
Yeah. That's awesome.
He's so funny. Sunny would just have you. He has you in stitches. Like
Yeah.
while you're recording, you can't breathe. You're laughing so hard. And the best part about Sunny is he commits to every take. So even if he screws up, he continues, and he just keeps going and making up random things. And so now it goes from I'm going to please the director by getting the line right to I'm going to make the director laugh.
Yeah.
And it's awesome. Good times.
I would pick Luffy though, if that stricture wasn't there. Luffy's awesome.
In the back.
Crossing streams. Done a voice for somebody else by accident.
Like another character. Like you slip into another character.
Oh, another one of my characters, or like I'm recording Luffy and suddenly I sound like VV.
Which you could do.
Yeah, sometimes Luffy slips into my fighting all the time. Urza, will be fighting somebody, and as soon as she is really intense and meaning it and gritty, they have to say, that sounded like Luffy, let's get it again, because Luffy is how my fighting sounds now.
Interesting. I don't know that I've really done that too much because a lot of my characters, to be honest, it doesn't show much versatility in my range, but sound the same. Okay? It's their circumstances that make them different and that make them appear to you vocally to sound different. But Winry's voice and like Triella's voice are the same. And Vivi's voice and Dianela's voice are almost the same. You know, it's just what's happening to them at the time that affects how breathy they sound, or perhaps one is older or younger than the other. So the characters that are very different because they are a lot more mature, or they have a British accent or something like that. So I'm never just, I'm Haruhi Fujioka and now I'm Cammy White. Like that never happens. So it never happens. It'd be interesting if it did.
How about in the far back with the umbrella?
You've already asked me, but have you ever been a fan of something before you were asked to do the part for it?
That's more a question for you.
Yeah, not for you?
Not so much.
Yeah. With, yeah, because I like anime, so, something recent that I got to be a part of that I never thought is something I would be in is Eva, when they did the Evangelion reboot movies. I mean, I used to watch Evangelion, so that's really cool. And you guys are like, why isn't there more Oron? You never know, okay? They make these Eva movies like 15 or 20 years later, so it could happen.
Fruits Basket 2 is coming! Is it? No.
It's a lie.
The cake is alive.
We made 1 million cranes and everything.
Yeah, they didn't care. No, it was awesome to be in Ava. It's awesome to be in Oron. There are other things that it would be awesome to be in, but it's not up to me, so.
Sailor Moon, that'd be fun.
Yes, indeed it would. I don't like to talk about it. It makes me upset.
Who has not asked a question?
Yeah, if you haven't asked one, keep your hand up. Okay. How about here with this staff?
What would be the most awkward character, personality, and situation-wise that you had to play?
Awkward, like very uncomfortable.
Just like trying to get their personality right at that moment.
It's a little awkward to play Rin sometimes. She did some silly, sexy things.
Yeah, it is awkward to play sexy characters sometimes because that part of yourself is very individual. Like how you express yourself in that way is like, and even if you or I were asked to do that on stage, who we are is what would come out. You know what I mean? And here, it's sexy things, it's animated for you, so you have to do it like them. So, I mean, I haven't done anything like Rin at all.
This is a funny conversation.
But hey, it's kind of early, but whatever. Talking about the hard acting things.
That's what that sounds like to me.
Sorry, maybe. That's not what I mean. But even anything, like a breath that they take or like a way that they move, if you have to do it like that. It's so funny. Shut up, Colleen.
Oh no.
Yes, I agree. It was kind of awkward to do Maso sometimes because of his physicality. Like it was, in order to do that voice correctly, and I only did it correctly like 2/3 of the time, by the way. I had to like strain my throat and get into this weird Jabba the Hutt looking position, and so it was just awkward physically to do that. Would have been even more awkward if he'd already. I mean, like when I'm in that situation. I'm done. All right.
Okay. How about you with all the wristbands?
My question's for both of you, and who's your favorite voice actor you've worked with?
I can tell it's pretty phenomenal.
Vince?
Chris Sabat. I love love working with Chris Sabat.
Lucy Christensen.
He's a who? Lucy Christian.
Lucy's always been on the top of my list.
And Monica.
Yeah, I have to say, I mean, Monica's my best friend, so it's kind of cheating. I don't say her because that's
Sounds
just
like cheating.
hanging out with my best friend is all that
Scott
is.
McNeil.
What's that?
Say Scott
Scott
McNeil.
Oh, we don't work with Scott. He's Canadian, so he's only done like Full Metal for us.
Yeah, I worked with him once and that was it.
He's fun.
Obviously, I like working with Caitlin. We're
we're
ignoring
here
this
because
part.
we're here. That's weird.
He's
How
fun.
about right here?
I'm eating this thing.
This question's for Colleen. What is your favorite episode of Fairy Tale?
That is weird.
But good.
What? That's strange. Who gave this to me? This is really weird. Weird good? It is weird good. It's like, I'll stop. Okay. Favorite episode of Fairy Tale is the one where I get to be happy. Really funny.
You get to be happy. The cat.
They switch bodies, and I got to play Tia.
That's so fun.
I'm trying to sound like Tia.
Wow. So it's her personality coming out in Ursa's body.
Oh no,
No.
I got to play the happy part. Like it was Ursa in Happy's body, so I
Okay.
got to do Happy's voice.
Oh, Happy's voice, Ursa's personality.
So much fun.
That's too fun. Happy the cat. Who else has not asked one? Spain, you've asked one. Captain Hook. All right, but your friend next to you has.
Anyway, this is for you, Caitlin. I
Okay.
saw on YouTube a while back about, you told a story about how Sunny called you fat, like so that way you could
Sunny called you
do
fat?
afterwards? Like, did you just glare at him or snack him?
Well, the immediate afterwards was we got the take that he wanted. So, like, I could see. You don't know this story?
No, and I don't believe it. Sunny called you fat?
Okay. So when I was very new, Sunny likes to tell this story currently, and he likes to take credit for the fact that I play Cammy White. Like, he likes to say that he taught me how to be a badass. And maybe he did. Okay. So we're recording on a Lupin movie, like, so way back. I was very new, and I'd never played any very physical character before. My character totally goes crazy on this whole group of bad guy ninja type people. And it's like the scenes we've talked about before where you have to do kick, punch, etc., all in a row. And he's like, here's what's going to happen. And I felt like, okay, I can do that. But apparently it sounded wretched afterwards. Like, I'd obviously never kicked or punched anything in my life. And but Sunny was so smart. He wasn't like, okay, that was horrible. Could you please? He's like, okay, we're going to do it again. And then he just stopped and started making conversation with me, just like you do. He goes, have you ever been in a fight? I'm like, no, but I slapped a guy once in high school because he called me fat. And I know that I'm not, but I really didn't like this person, and just the fact that they said that pushed me over the edge, and I just went smack, and I hit him. Like, who do you think you are? Don't call me fat. And it was show choir. We're dramatic. Show choir. And he's like, ha-ha. So he was like, ha-ha, that's funny, ha-ha. Okay, let's try it again. All right. So we're getting ready, and right before you record, you hear these 3 beeps. And where the 4th beep would be is where you talk or punch or do whatever you're going to do. So I'm there, I'm waiting, I'm ready to go, I'm watching the screen, and in my ears I hear, beep, beep, fat ass. And I just go nuts, and I kill all the ninjas.
It didn't make you laugh? That would have cracked me up.
I don't know why. I guess because I was retelling the story, like all the feelings. Yeah, I don't know how I didn't laugh. At the time, I didn't know Sunny very well. Like, I think I was still in that impress everybody with your work type mood.
When I was doing that, I was doing kitty grade with Justin Cook. And Justin was trying to get me to do the kicks and the punches that I had never done, obviously, and did not sound real in any way. And he told me to sound like Indiana Jones. Far less helpful than calling me a badass. No girl sounds like Indiana
All right, what else you got? Anyone else who has not asked one before we start doing? Okay, cat ears.
Before getting into any of the anime dubbing or anime itself, did you ever think of getting into any type of acting, or did you want to go to Disney, anything like that?
Yeah, we are, both of us, actors. We have degrees in acting, so we went to school for it, and that was the plan, to act, and I think that we're doing that. Yeah, we're actually getting
Not in quite the way we intended, maybe, or I intended. I wanted to go to, I went to Florida State for school, and then I moved back to Texas, and the goal was to live there for a year and make money and move to New York and be both on Broadway and the star of a soap opera.
You wanted to be on a soap opera?
Well, it was just a stepping ground, but yes, I wanted to be on TV, not in movies. I was very specific for somebody who
That's
knows
cool.
nothing.
It's good to have goals.
I wanted to be on TV and on Broadway, and so I went back and to make enough money, and in making money, I started at Funimation and got sucked into the vortex, and I've done nothing else since.
Yeah, that kind of happens, too. I was living in Texas going to school.
Leah Clark.
Is it your dog?
No, Leah, happy Cinco de Mayo. It's a sink with mayo in it.
That's hilarious. Sorry. I was already going to school in Texas, studying theater. I got a degree, but I got the job at Funimation before I graduated. So all the things you're supposed to do that your professors tell you, now when you're out of school, you're going to go interview with agencies, and you're going to do X, Y, Z, and if you're going to go to graduate school, don't go right away. Like, we have this thing, and I'm like, okay, I know what to do. Then I got hired, and now I'm making money for acting, and I'm still in school. So other things that I had wanted to do, like I was going to move to Japan, I thought, and maybe teach English for a year, because why not? They say don't go to grad school right away. I'm like, all right, I'll go do that. I was looking at studying abroad for graduate school, because I wanted to study classical theater, like desperately, like Shakespeare and Greek and all, yeah.
I didn't know that.
And then Funimation really started picking up, and at the time I was engaged to, not my husband, to somebody else, and
Scandal.
yeah, I was gonna have to like move with him to wherever the heck he went off to school, and people at Funimation kind of seemed like, oh, like they would be sad to see me go, so I started rethinking, not the marrying him, but thank God I didn't. Drew, if you're watching this, thank you. I don't know, so I stuck around, and kind of like Colleen, like it's hard to go, well, there's this acting job that's paying me. I'm gonna stop doing that so I can maybe get paid to do some Shakespeare.
Right?
In
That doesn't
America?
make any sense at all.
Yeah.
Especially when you have friends who are acting in the real world and being on camera and like, I have to go to this audition and this audition and this audition.
And I'm starving.
What are you actually doing? Like, what have you done? Nothing. I've just been auditioning. I will stay at Funimation.
And because I love cartoons and I love anime, it just seemed like, well, I'm just gonna keep doing this. And then I started directing, so I was really all wrapped up in it. And only later when I don't know, when the acting kind of slowed down, I went, gee, I don't even know how to begin doing anything else.
Yeah.
So
we got agents eventually, and I mean, it all kind of ties in together, and Funimation certainly helps. But in DFW, I hear all the time from theater people, I really want to get into Funimation. Like, everybody just wants to get into Funimation because that's how you support yourself while you do all your other acting.
pretty much. I guess that's the reputation they've gained.
Yeah. Did not used to be the case.
No.
All right, people who have not asked questions.
Not ask questions. Spiky white wig.
Colleen, can you please say Gomu Gomu no Pistol?
Say what?
Gomu Gomu no Pistol.
Oh, I don't say gumu gumu, but I'll say gum gum pistol. And then I will not do any more Luffy. Ready? Gum gum pistol!
One more time.
On my damn.
Luffy's so rad.
He's so badass.
How about in the very back, suspenders? Oh, it's a bag. Well, it looked like suspenders.
Between being Haruki and Winry, does any of that, like, anger that Winry and Haruki feel for Tamaki and Ed have anything to do with any potential feelings
nothing to do with the characters that I've played, but simply, no, I'm not angry Vic. No, not really, because I've known him for as long as I've been playing Winry. I've known Vic, like, as a person. So, no,
How do
there's
you
no,
feel about his full-time Star Trekkiness?
that's
Awesome.
cool. We're all nerds. It's all good.
I love it.
It's all good.
I like that he's doing stuff.
Yeah.
What's your favorite episode of Oron?
The two that I'm in.
She sounds awesome. It's really hard for me to answer this question because I love the show. I love the show. So, there are like a few that I really love, and they are episode 10, when they come and visit at Haruhi's house. And they meet her dad for the first time. And I think, honestly, the reason that I like this episode so much, because they're all equally funny, right? Funny stuff happens all the time. But Mike McFarland was my producer. He's also my friend. And then he played Haruhi's dad. He played Ronka. And there are just some moments of recording that were very precious to me because of our relationship as friends. Like when Ronka's talking about Haruhi and how much he loves her and how he cares about her and worried for her and these kinds of things. And it just meant a lot because Mike's kind of like my big brother. This is dumb, but I didn't grow up with a dad. And I don't know that I'd want a dad like Ronka. But still, like to hear someone that you love playing the father of a character that you love. And because of Mike's relationship with his father, I knew how special it was to hear him say the things he was saying. And I remember crying while we were recording. So it was very special. I'd say that. It's really special. And my other favorites are 17, when they go to the mall with Kyoya. They leave him at the mall, and it's just Kyoya and Haruhi the whole time. And another Kyoya-heavy episode, 24, and then Kyoya met him with Tamaki and Kyoya. Haruhi's not even in it. She says like 2 sentences. And everyone is fantastic. Like, Michael Tatum is... I just watched that episode again the other day, and I'm like, yeah, he really is good. It wasn't just me liking that character. He blows it out of the water. He's fantastic. So, green shirt.
Okay, my friends and I were asking questions late at night, and this is one of the PG-13 questions that, any character in a movie, comic, any kind of animated series, or, Hollywood movie, who would you want to kill?
Oh. That's not what I was expecting. I was all prepped for hot guys.
Tony Stark.
Yeah. Like, who? Kill the actor or kill the character?
The character.
Oh, okay.
You seem disappointed.
I saw Mike McFarland play a Hussein.
But he's already dead.
Yeah, that's true. He was already dead, technically, wasn't he? Oh, that ruins it. I would have killed his character. He was terrible. He did a really good job making you hate that character.
Yeah.
It would be something like that, like some terrorist who needs to die.
Yeah.
I don't like. I've seen movies with Hitler. I mean, come on.
Yeah. Well, we know he dies, so. But if
I'd have killed him.
Let's kill Hitler, says the doctor. Let's rewrite history. Let's kill Hitler.
So maybe one of those really annoying I want to cook you dinner girls.
Yeah. Narane, you've got to go.
All that matters is that you like my cooking. Shut up!
In the hat.
Which characters have you played that is more like your own voice, where you just go in and talk normally like a breeze?
Mitsuki and Rumbling Hearts.
Oh, yeah. Oh, God, you're so good.
Oh, thank you.
I play some random girl in Nabari no O. Her name's Kazuho. She's blonde and I don't know. That's all I remember. She's blonde. And Rob McCollum's my brother. That's it. That's just my voice. Just Caitlin talking, which is always nice to do. And a show that I did for her that I can't tell you, that same one, is just my voice, mostly. Yeah. Who else has not asked one? Right here.
Okay, this question was asked the other night with Caitlin. So, if you were picked to direct the new season, the next season of Doctor Who would you cast as the new Doctor? And
I was just directed to say Michael Tatum. Who would in fact make an excellent doctor.
I know!
But he's not British.
He can pretend!
Yeah, it's gotta be British.
But you didn't sound like that.
I mean, this is gonna be unpopular, but I think it'd be cool to have a female doctor.
I didn't know that you watched Doctor Who. Oh, for real?
I haven't caught up on the latest season,
Okay.
but yeah, I've seen everything up to then.
Okay.
Kate
Mine.
Winslet would make a good doctor.
Yeah, that'd be fun. We're talking about female doctors.
It would be fun to have a female doctor, you guys. Come on.
Oh,
Look at the
God.
program.
Sorry.
I think so.
Sorry. No, gotta be a guy. No woman.
Or the guy, Benedict Cumberbatch.
Sherlock. He'd be pretty awesome. Or even Martin Freeman would be awesome.
Brad Pitt.
Can I recast him? Can I bring him back? He's my favorite. Is he your favorite?
Of course!
Oh,
He is the only one who should ever play the Doctor ever.
He's awesome. He's amazing. Tennant. So good, so good.
I don't like Will Smith very much.
I do. The character's very different.
Yeah, and I guess that's the point. Yeah. Maybe I don't like the character as much. Maybe that's it.
I like the dramatic kind of seriousness of Tennant.
Yeah,
His
yeah.
stuff is very silly and it's cute
Well,
and
he
fun.
seems so warm-hearted. We're totally off on a tangent.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now I know that I can talk to Colleen about
Over
Doctor Who.
here.
It's exciting.
I like your phone thing, by the way.
Yeah, thanks.
This question's for Caitlin. Were you mad at how did you feel at the end of the Oran High School when Tamaki didn't kiss Haruhi?
That's good. I didn't mind at all. I'll tell you why. Everyone, you're watching the show, and as you're watching, you're picking. I like Haruhi in this person. I like Haruhi in that person. But in truth, Haruhi does not even know how to process romantic feelings. She's clueless. And by the end of the show, she's still clueless. That's not what the show's about. Really, it's about her figuring out that it's okay to have friends, and it's okay to depend on other people, and there's more to life than studying. That's really where she is by the end of the show. And to realize that I do have a family, and it's this group of guys. And so she's not to the place of, who do I want to spend the rest of my life with? I mean, she's not there. So if there is any hope of there being more animated Oron, it has to end the way that it ended, where it's still Tamaki wants her, Kyoya's dad wants him to be with her, you don't know what's going on with Hikaru, and that's just where it is. You just leave it at that. And the other good thing is that if there never is any more animated Oron, it lets the fans go from there and make up their own story in their head. I could imagine how she would end up with Tamaki, or how she'd end up with Mori-senpai, or whoever you're shipping at the time. Okay? Yeah. We probably have time for just one more. So you in the black t-shirt.
Have either of you ever seen the live action Oran High School or live action movie?
Have you seen the Japanese one? That was really good.
I didn't know there's something that...
Japanese live action or...
There's a live action.
I didn't know there's a non-Japanese one.
Yeah, there's a Chinese one too.
There's a Chinese one?
Yeah, and a Korean one. I know that there's
You're not thinking of Boys Over Flowers?
No.
You're thinking of...
There's an actual Korean movie. I wasn't aware of a Japanese one.
To answer your question, I have not watched it. I've seen scenes from it, and I've seen screen captures from it, and it looks weird. It's probably good, but it's just odd to see them not animated, and they all have black hair. Weird. Some have blonde hair, but it looks funny to me.
All right, so now it's signing, right?
Yeah, Greg, are there any rules to this signing? You want to talk to these people?
Everybody stay in your seats. They have a thing
stay
they
there.
do.
Yeah, stay in your seats. Well, you've done this already. Sorry, we're just handling something real quick. And